what is fair credit in the RV business? Well, it's not really defined by credit score. I've seen someone with a 620 FICO score and an 850 FICO score that would fall into that category of fair credit. So let's define it. Defining fair credit is, to a bank, someone that either one has, let's say, a bankruptcy, a repossession, a foreclosure, that over a, let's call it 5 to 8 year period, has reestablished their credit and have made payments on time ever since. They also define it by someone that may have a lot of debt but make every single payment, don't have any collections, might have a little heavier credit card debt but has never been late with a payment. Someone who has opened up several accounts, maybe you in 2020, 21, you bought a spa, you bought a truck, you went out and bought a 4-seat Razor or a Can-Am X3, but you've made every single payment. You've had excellent history with all of your lenders. And the final is someone that has just started establishing credit but has several car loans under their belt that they've made at least 30 to 36 payments on. So that's the definition of what fair credit is. So that's the first thing you need to know. And to piggyback on that, I've also watched someone who has rebuilt their credit. What I mean by that is they maybe had lost a job 5-6 years ago and went through a bad period where they weren't paying any of their bills on time but didn't file bankruptcy. And over the last 4 to 5 years, they've reestablished that they can make the payments on time. If you're enjoying this content, if you want to see more content that comes out in the future, just help the channel and hit the subscribe button. And to make sure YouTube passes us information on to other potential RV buyers, hit that like button. So where do dealerships or customers like yourself get loans for fair credit customers? You don't fit in the subprime category like I've talked about in other videos, and you don't fit into the prime credit scenario at all. So where do we go? Well, banks, credit unions. Most of your prime banks like Bank of the West and a few others will look at a fair credit score depending on how you tier. We've watched lower than normal FICO scores score tier 1, and we've seen really high FICO scores score tier 6. We also use credit unions, local banks that look at you more as a person than a number. But some of the differences will be that the terms are not going to be as long and the interest rates are not going to be as low as those with prime credit. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a normal 10 to 15 year loan, and you're talking interest rates hovering around 8%. Is that bad? No, it's actually pretty good. It's about 3% higher than prime credit scores do. But the difference is that you're probably going to need 10 to 15% cash down in order to get that loan. So when we talk about budgeting yourself, you need to make sure that you understand that if you're going to buy a travel trailer, a toy hauler, an RV of any kind in 2022, you need to make sure that you have the down payment necessary to buy that unit. Zero down with fair credit is a very rare thing to accomplish. It usually takes a lot of, we'll call it manipulation, to make that work. Now, on occasion, I've seen a 20-year loan, and I think the largest I've gotten done with what we want to call fair credit, as far as an amount financed, is about $175,000. So if you're in that market for a $400,000 diesel pusher, you're going to want to either build your credit, or you're going to come in with some massive cash down. Remember, FICO score isn't everything. So what do these lenders really want to see? Well, they want to see the same things that they see from a prime candidate. So for me, if I have someone with fair credit that is borrowed on a $75,000 truck, and I've got someone that's an 845 FICO score but has only borrowed maximum $25,000 on a car, it's going to be easier to get the fair credit person a higher loan. They want you to have car payment. That's including a lease, mortgage, boat, motorcycle, anything that is considered an installment loan. That's what they want to see. They want to see multiple ones with payments as low as 36, meaning that you have made at least 36 payments on installment loans in order to give you an RV loan. So that's still, even if you're absolutely perfect credit, you're still fit into this category as you do with fair credit. So, with all of that being said, let's get to that last thing that you need to know. The last thing that you really need to know is that what a bank or credit union really wants to see for fair credit, a fair credit rating, is they want to see someone with 5+ years on the same job. Now, does that mean working for the same company? No, because truck drivers switch companies all the time. But a 10-year job history as a truck driver is really beneficial. They're also looking for someone that doesn't jump around house to house, home to home. They live at the same place for 3, 4, 5 years. These are big factors when they're assessing whether to give you a loan. They want to know that if times do become hard, that they can come get the unit. It happened in 08-09. Who says it can't happen in 2029? So they want to see that stability. And I get asked this question a lot. Does cash down help with my interest rate? With fair credit, yes, but not by much. What it does help do is it helps the bank buy the loan. It helps the credit union buy the loan. It's just like when you go and buy a home. Homes, they want you to put 10, 20, 30% cash down. They want to be in an equity position. It's easier for a bank to give you a loan if you're stable, you make good money, and you're putting a good chunk of money down. You're putting skin in the game. I just had a guy that's an 800 FICO score. We submitted him over to the 2 banks that do 0 down, or say they do 0 down. He's absolutely perfect. And they all countered, they want 10 to 15% down. One wanted 10, one wanted 15. So, be prepared. Think, if I have a fair credit rating, I need to make sure I have 10 to 15% cash down when I'm ready to pull that trigger. Now, if your credit rating, let's say, is not so good, I got another video over here to help you with that. So, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, as you could tell, the gnomes are Christmas gnomes. And again, that bad credit video is right there. Have a happy weekend and happy camping.